that you read the question first before you listen, okay? And think about what information the questions have already given you. So when you read, you will have some ideas about what are the questions, okay, that will be asked. And the answer options will also tell you a lot about the sort of things. Okay, apart from giving you ideas about what you should do, okay, before you listen, you can also give or get some ideas from the answer options, okay. Okay, so not only question, but the answer options will also tell you a lot about the sort of things the speaker is going to talk about. Okay, so if you have some ideas, then you will not be so in the dark. Okay, when you listen, and it is something that you already have in your mind. Okay, because listening will only be give. I mean, the listening record audio will only be given twice for you to listen to. Okay, so if you miss out to listen for information during the 2 times recording, then you will not be able to get another chance to listen. Okay, so it will definitely help you to work out whether the options are right or wrong. Okay, when you hear the conversation. Okay, so in conclusion, you should read the questions and the answer option first to get some ideas before listening to the recording. So that is what we are going to do now. Okay, I'm going to ask you to look at activity 3. Okay, so now we are going to look at activity 3. Okay, you will hear a radio interview with a man called Richard Stanland, who is the head teacher of a secondary school. Okay, so for question 1 to 6, choose the best answer, A, B, or C. Okay, now look at question number 1. Okay, so we read question number 1 first. Okay, why did Richard decide to create the wildlife area? Okay, so that means later when you listen, it will be about a wildlife area. Okay, that means we know that Richard wanted to create the wildlife area. Okay, and the question is why. So you can also highlight the question why. So they are asking for reasons. Okay, for reasons why. Okay, so the answer options we have A, the students wanted to help local wildlife. Okay, is it because of his student, okay, that want to help the local wildlife, or because the area look unattractive, okay, or some wildlife had already moved into the area. So these are the 3 possible answers to the question. Okay, and also make sure you understand all the 3 answer options. Okay, so do you have any question on the 3 answer options? I think you can understand, right? All the 3 options, A, B, and C. If you have any words that you do not understand, you can ask. Okay, if you want to know the meaning or for me to clarify further of the words. Okay, is for question number 1. So we know that we need to find reason why did Richard Sandland, the head teacher just now, want to create the wildlife area. Okay, so we are looking for reason for number 1. Okay, number 2. Now I would like someone to read and then explain question number 2 to the class. Okay, who would like to do that? Question number 2. Any volunteers?
Yeah, teacher.
Can you please read question number 2?
Huh?
Question number 2.
Oh, okay. What does Richard say about the long grass?
Okay.
A. It will be replaced by a wildflower area. B. It's great for attracting insect.
Okay.
C. It will be left to grow around the pond.
Okay. So what does the question want? What does the question wants us to look for?
What does Richard say?
That means the question wants us to find out what does Richard say, okay, about the long grass. So we need to find the information about uh, the long grass. Okay, what does Richard say about the long grass? Okay, so the main idea is the long grass. So either it will be replaced by a wildflower area, or it is a great for attracting insects. Okay, or it will be left to grow around the pond. Okay, so we need to find the correct answer to this question. Okay. Okay, now let's look at question number 3. Okay, question number 3. Next.
What do Richard's students think about working on the project after school and at weekends?
Okay.
They don't mind giving up their share time for the project. Many been put on off it for giving involved. They won't be able to help much because of their own hobbies.
Okay, so question 3, we want to know what do Richard's student think? Okay, we want to know what does his student think about working on the project after school and at weekend. So we want to know what does his student think about the project that they are doing after school and at the weekend. Okay. And the options we have, they don't mind giving up their spare time for the project. That means the student, they don't mind. They like it. Okay. Or B, many have been put off from getting involved. Mean they do not want to help out during the weekend or after school. Okay. And C, they won't be able to help much because of their other hobbies. So B and C is like the negative. Okay, that means they do not want to help and they want to do other things. But A is something that they want to, or the positive uh, part. Okay. Okay, so that is question number 3. Now we go to question number 4. Okay, question 4. Juyu.
Why did Richard need to employ an expert from the local real life
Wildlife
wildlife so
Society.
society? He wants to be sure his plans would work. He need expert advice on what to do. He wanted to encourage the student to join in.
Okay, question number 4. Again, they ask the question of why. Okay, so they want reason. Why did Richard need to involve an expert from the local wildlife society? Expert means someone that know very much about the wildlife. Okay, so he invited somebody that really have the knowledge. Okay, very good knowledge about the wildlife to the involved in the project. Okay, why did he do that? Okay, A, he wanted to be sure his plan would work. Okay, B, he needed expert advice on what to do. Or C, he wanted to encourage the students to join in. So we need to find the reason why did he invited the expert to join the project. Okay, so that is for question number 4. Okay, now question number 5.
What does Richard say about the modern education system? A. It's not good as it was when he was young. B. It misses out an important part of education. C. It doesn't offer enough choices of subjects.
Okay, very good. So what does Richard say? That means what is his opinion about the modern education system? So that will be question number 5. You need to find out what does his opinion about the modern education system. A, it is not as good as it was when he was young. That means the old education system is better. Okay, that is what he said. B, it misses out an important part of education. That means B is also negative. Okay, it misses out. Okay, and C, it doesn't offer enough choice of subject. So basically, all the 3 opinion given here are all negative. But which one is the one that Richard say, okay, the most about the modern education system. Okay. Okay, number 6. Question number 6.
What will student be doing currently as the project progress? A. Taking
Okay.
photographs of the Wi-Fi area. B. Giving reports to the radio station. C. Writing about the project online.
Okay. I can hear you, but it's still not that loud. Okay. So question 6. What will students do? What will students be doing frequently as the project progresses? So they want to know what student will be doing. Okay. When the project has been started. Okay. A. Taking photographs of the wildlife area. B. Giving reports to the radio station. Or C. Writing about the project online. So these are the things that the student will be doing once the project started. So we need to find out what will they be doing. Okay, so those are the 6 questions for the listening. Okay, for this type of listening part, they will just give the audio will be played from the beginning until the end. That means they won't stop from one question to another. So there are just one time of audio. Okay, so once I click listen or play, you will hear it from the beginning until the end, and while you are listening you have to look at the questions and try to get the correct answer. Okay, so that will be our next activity. Okay, this is activity 3. Listen and answer the question that follow. Okay, I also include the audio in the slide. Okay, if you can click the audio and you can listen on your own. Okay, or if you cannot go to Peer Deck, I will also play the audio here. Okay, you want me to play it here or you want to listen at your own pace and then type your answer in Peer Deck?
Play here.
Play here. Okay, good. Okay, so I'll play it here. You just
Unit 5. Listening. Exercise 3.
Hello. Each week in Wildlife Matters, we look at ways in which local people are helping their environment. Today I've come to Broadland School to talk to head teacher Richard Sandland about his plans to create a wildlife area in the school grounds. Hi, Richard.
Hello and welcome.
So what gave you the idea of creating a wildlife area?
Well, there was a corner of the school field which wasn't being used for sports or anything else, and as nobody was looking after it, it had become a bit wild. I was looking at it one day when I noticed how many butterflies and other insects were buzzing around the area. It was full of wildlife. I realized that if we did some work to make it even more attractive to wildlife, we could help our local environment while teaching the students about science and nature at the same time.
So tell us about what you and the students are planning to do.
Well, firstly, we'll be cutting down a lot of this long grass. It's not particularly helpful to wildlife, and we want to encourage wildflowers to grow amongst the shorter grass instead, which will attract more insects. We'll be planting a few trees, which will attract birds, and in the middle, we're going to have a pond.
Will the students be doing a lot of the work themselves?
Oh yes, they'll be doing most of it. We start this weekend, and we've got a large group who can't wait to throw themselves into the project. It'll have to be done after school or on Saturday mornings, but fortunately, that hasn't put them off. Lots of them are interested in nature conservation, so they see it as an exciting hobby.
Have you needed to get expert advice on creating the wildlife area?
Yes, I'd had the original idea, but I didn't really know how to put it into action. An expert from the local wildlife society came to talk to the school and helped us to plan what we would do. The students got really excited because they were able to suggest their own ideas and get involved in the planning.
Will you be able to use the wildlife area to teach normal school subjects?
Yes, indeed. Education these days is excellent, but it's missing something. Children don't learn the vital connection between themselves and the natural world anymore. When I was young, we were always going on nature walks, learning about trees and birds and so on. And although students have lots more choice of subjects these days, they lack that connection. We'll still be teaching them everything they need to learn, but we'll be using the wildlife area as our inspiration and as a useful resource.
I can't wait to come back in 6 months' time and see how it's looking.
I hope by then we'll have transformed this area into a beautiful wildlife haven. The students will be able to give you a full report on everything we've attracted to the garden. In the meantime, they'll be writing regular blogs for the school's website, and I'll be keeping a photographic record of every stage.
It's very exciting. Best of luck, Richard.
Thanks.
Okay, that is the first listening. Okay, I will play the audio again for the second time. Okay, and after that we will go through the question together. Okay.
Unit 5. Listening. Exercise 3.
Hello. Each week in Wildlife Matters, we look at ways in which local people are helping their environment. Today I've come to Broadland School to talk to head teacher Richard Sandland about his plans to create a wildlife area in the school grounds. Hi, Richard.
Hello and welcome.
So what gave you the idea of creating a wildlife area?
Well, there was a corner of the school field which wasn't being used for sports or anything else, and as nobody was looking after it, it had become a bit wild. I was looking at it one day when I noticed how many butterflies and other insects were buzzing around the area. It was full of wildlife. I realized that if we did some work to make it even more attractive to wildlife, we could help our local environment while teaching the students about science and nature at the same time.
So tell us about what you and the students are planning to do.
Well, firstly, we'll be cutting down a lot of this long grass. It's not particularly helpful to wildlife, and we want to encourage wildflowers to grow amongst the shorter grass instead, which will attract more insects. We'll be planting a few trees, which will attract birds, and in the middle, we're going to have a pond.
Will the students be doing a lot of the work themselves?
Oh yes, they'll be doing most of it. We start this weekend, and we've got a large group who can't wait to throw themselves into the project. It'll have to be done after school or on Saturday mornings, but fortunately, that hasn't put them off. Lots of them are interested in nature conservation, so they see it as an exciting hobby.
Have you needed to get expert advice on creating the wildlife area?
Yes, I'd had the original idea, but I didn't really know how to put it into action. An expert from the local wildlife society came to talk to the school and helped us to plan what we would do. The students got really excited because they were able to suggest their own ideas and get involved in the planning.
Will you be able to use the wildlife area to teach normal school subjects?
Yes, indeed. Education these days is excellent, but it's missing something. Children don't learn the vital connection between themselves and the natural world anymore. When I was young, we were always going on nature walks, learning about trees and birds and so on, and although students have lots more choice of subjects these days, they lack that connection. We'll still be teaching them everything they need to learn, but we'll be using the wildlife area as our inspiration and as a useful resource.
I can't wait to come back in 6 months' time and see how it's looking.
I hope by then we'll have transformed this area into a beautiful wildlife haven. The students will be able to give you a full report on everything we've attracted to the garden. In the meantime, they'll be writing regular blogs for the school's website, and I'll be keeping a photographic record of every stage.
It's very exciting. Best of luck, Richard.
Thanks.
Okay, that is the listening audio for the question 1 to 6. Okay, so let us look at your responses in the peer deck. Okay, for question number 1, why did Richard decide to create the wildlife area? Okay, if you can recall, just now he said that he noticed there are a lot of butterflies and also insects buzzing around the area. Okay, so that area was full of wildlife. Okay, so that means the area is already there. Okay, that means some of the wildlife have already been at the place. So that's why he decided to just improve that place. Okay, I realized that if we did some work to make it even more attractive, we could have our local environment. Okay, so that will be the answer, which is C. Okay, so number one is C. Okay, so please do your correction if your answer is wrongly typed. So number one is C. Okay. Okay, number two, what does Richard say about the long grass? What does he say about the long grass? He said we will be cutting down a lot of things, a lot of this long grass. It's not particularly helpful to our life, and we want to encourage wildflowers to grow. So he wants to replace that with the wildflowers. Okay. So number two is A. Okay. Number two is A. Okay, number two is A. These are some of your answers. Okay, number two again is A. Okay, I think most of you are okay typing A. Okay, now we go to number three. What do Richard students think about working on the project? Okay, based on the recording just now, they said most of them are interested in nature conservation. So they see it as an exciting hobby. So in other words, they like it. Okay. So just now I said the one which is positive is just A, yeah. So the answer is A. Okay. That means they don't mind giving up their spare time for the project. So number three is also A. Okay, number four, why did Richard need to involve an expert from the local wildlife society? Okay, why do they need that person to join? An expert from the local wildlife society came to talk to the school and help us to plan what we would do. The answer is B. Yeah? He needed expert advice on what to do. Okay, four is B. Okay. Okay, number five. Okay, number five. What does Richard say about the modern education system? Okay, he said that education these days is excellent, but it is missing something. Something is missing. So the key words here is the word missing something. So missing something. He said that missing children don't learn the vital connection between themselves and the nature. Okay, so the answer is also B. Yeah? Okay, number five is also B. And the last question, what will students be doing frequently? Okay, the keywords here is frequently. Yes, he did mention about they will also write about, they also give the reports, okay? They will also take photos, but what the question one is, what does the student will be doing frequently? Okay, that means regularly, that means once in a while they will do it, but it is an ongoing, okay, regularly. So the answer is they will have to write about the project online, okay, which is C. Okay, so number five is, number six is C, writing the project for the school blogs, okay, regularly. Okay. Okay, for speaking, if you, as you can see in the slide, first we will keep the objective for today is to keep interaction going in discourse level. Discourse means discussion, okay, within your classmates, okay. Exchanges by paraphrasing and rephrasing appropriately. That means you have to use your own words to express your opinion, okay, or your views. And next one is speaking 2.4.1. You have to explain the main points of an idea or argument. Okay. Okay, for activity number one, page 65. Okay, now we are in speaking, page 65. Ask and answer the question with a partner. So you are going to work with your partner. Okay, so for this one, I'll give you, I will, so now I will have, there will be two wheels, okay. One is for a question, one, let's say we have four questions there, right? What things which environmental problem, okay, what sort of environment, okay, and then what could be done. Okay, you please read that question first, okay, while I'm setting up this wheel of names, okay, to be uh, to be used for our activity after this, okay. Read and try to figure out what could be the answer to that. So we'll have to spin both to check who is going to get the first question and who is your partner. Okay, so Shalini and Yi Ying will be the first pair for the first activity. So the question, okay, we spin the question for them. Okay, what will be their question? Okay, so they will be doing question number 4. Okay, so this is how it goes. That means when you get the question, you will first ask your partner, and then the next one, your partner will ask you the same question. That means you ask and you answer. Okay, so Shalini and Yi Ying, can you please start with question number 4? Okay, what could be done to improve the environment where you live? That means what can you do to improve your environment? Let's say at your living place, okay, at your house. What can you do? Okay, Yi Ying,
Don't use plastic.
don't use plastic.
Yes.
Okay, so Yi Ying said that one of the ways to improve is not to use plastic. Okay, so that we can improve the environment. Okay, now you ask Shalini the same question.
What could be done to improve the environment where you live?
Okay, Shalini, what can you do so that you can improve? You have to give a different answer then. Just now she said, Yi Ying said, do not use plastic. Okay, how about you? What can you do? Okay, Juyu. Okay, first person is Juyu. Okay, next is so Juyu and Pavitran. Okay, your question will be, so we remove question number 4 because already done. Okay, question number 2. Okay, so question number 2. Okay, so Juyu, can you please ask Pavitran first? Question number 2.
Which environmental problem concern you the most?
That means what environmental problem that you really um, been thinking about or you do not like it to happen.
Float.
Okay, flood.
வீட்ல டிராமா பாக்குறியா?
ஆமாடா நந்தினி.
Okay, why do
No,
you don't like floods?
because it makes people suffer.
Oh, people suffer. Yes, of course. Not only we will lose life, but all our belongings also will be
Yeah.
vanish. Okay, because of the flood. Okay, now you ask the same question to Juyu.
Which environmental problem concern you the most?
Same problem, flood. Why?
Destroy the house.
Okay, because it can destroy the house and definitely destroy all the belongings, all the furniture, okay, all the things inside the house, and we don't have a place to stay. Okay, flood and all that is catastrophic. Okay, catastrophic thing that can happen and we cannot control. Okay, but I think it is actually some say that it is not nature, it is a man-made. I mean, when you have a lot of constructions going on at the area, okay, it might be also the contributor to the things to happen. Okay, it's not nature. Some say it is nature, some say it is not. So it depends on the area, I think, area that it happens. Okay, so like our school, I think because we have lots of construction going on at the surrounding of our school, that is why we are trapped in the middle. So all the water, they cannot go anywhere, so they are trapped. Okay, so we are in the middle, so that is why we have flood very frequently in our school. Okay, thank you. Okay, now let's go to the next 2 questions. Who is the pair?
What sort of environments are your favorite place to go? How do this place make you feel?
Oh, okay. Yes, Yanling.
City, it's a city.
City, okay. So how do you feel when you are at the city?
I feel excited and happy because I can go shopping and have many places to visit.
Oh, okay, very good. But maybe one day we can do that, okay? If you have your vaccination completed, you can do that, okay? Okay, now you ask the
When
same
we
question
get
to
our
Maren.
vaccination, what sort of environments are your favorite places to go? Example, beach, mountain, city. How do these places make you feel?
Beach.
Okay, I would like to go to the beach. Okay, why? I mean, what do you feel when you are at the beach?
I can get better sleep after a day at the beach.
Oh, okay. If you go to the beach, you can sleep better after that. Okay. Hopefully, your house is just by the beach so that you can always have a good night's sleep. Okay, now we go to the last question. Okay, I will remove this one first. Okay, we go to the last pair.
What things can everyone do to help their local environment and the global environment?
Okay, local mean our country. Global mean the world. Okay, how can you help the local, your country, and also the world? Okay, in terms of environment. Okay, Diva. Okay, now Manji, I would like you to answer that question. Okay, how can what things can everyone do to help their local environment and the global environment?
We can do community work to help the environment. We can do community work to help the environment.
Okay, for global environment, how can you help the global environment? Community mean at your place that you stay, right? So you can do community work. For example, what community work you can do to help your neighbors, for example? So maybe you can create a poster or a campaign to throw the rubbish in the correct bin or to recycle. Okay, so that can be one of the activities for community for your local place. How about the global environment? How can you do that for other people who are living in other countries? Like what we are doing now. You cannot go to school, but still we can learn. What is our medium of interaction?
Online. Online teacher.
Uh, yeah, online, yes. So we can do online. Okay, we can let's say create a blog, or we can post in Facebook or in Instagram. Okay, we can put let's say we want to encourage people in the world to help save the environment. Okay, so we can use internet or the online or the social media to spread the news, okay, about ways to help the environment. Okay, so that is one of the effective use of internet. Okay, okay, so that will be our first activity. Okay, thanks to those who have helped uh, to help in the discussion. Okay, now we go to activity number 2. Okay, for this activity number 2, okay, I'm going to stop presenting first. Okay, for activity 2, I'll give you a link. Okay, if you see in right deck just now, nature reserve. Okay, what is nature reserve actually? Okay, nature reserve is actually a place, okay, where we or an area, okay, that is protected in order to support wildlife. Okay, okay, so nature reserve is a place where um, we use it for visitors to go and spend their time with their family, or they can also be a place where we keep all the wildlife animals or wildlife, not only animal, it can be plants and so on. Okay, it's for people to enjoy visiting. Okay, example is zoo. Okay, so zoo is also one of the place where we have all the wildlife animal and so on. So now based on the things that you see under activity 2, we have some of the things that you that we have at the nature reserve. Okay, like a cafe. If you go to a zoo, definitely there is a place for you to eat. Okay, then of course you can see beautiful scenery, benches, okay, chairs for people to sit after tired of walking, or car or bicycle parking, clean up days, or good habitats for wildlife, good maintenance, and no litter. Litter mean you throw rubbish. Okay, guided tours for school or the public. Sometimes you have people who will show you around the place. And information board, you have let's say you have this animal and they give you information, more information about the animal in the form of a board. Okay, and location away from busy road. So these are the things that you will see in a nature reserve. So what I want you to do is to uh, number them. Okay, which one do you think should be the most important thing to have in that place? So that will be number 1, and 10 will be the least important. So from the 10 things, I want you to number them. 1, the most important, and 10 is the least important. Okay, so I will ask you to do that in wait. Okay, there is a place for you to do it. Okay, wait. Okay, I think I give you the link there. I do not know if you can click the link or not. Okay, in your paddock. Okay, you click the link.
Cannot.
Cannot. The link below the slide. You cannot click that.
Can.
Can, right? Okay, you click the link there. Okay, and then you please put the number according to your preferences. Which one do you think should be the first one? This one should be number 2. Okay, so you can see your response and your friend responses. Which one you should, the one you put number 1 until number 10. Okay, I think most of you have finished numbering your preferences. Okay, most of you agree that the number 1 should be the most important thing is good habitats for wildlife. Okay, and then number 2, location away from busy roads. Okay, third is good maintenance and no litter, mean no rubbish. Number 4 is information boards. Okay, 5, guided tours. 6 is the cleanup days. Then followed by beautiful scenery. Okay, so you do benches. Okay, not that important benches. Okay, a cafe also not that important, so you put number 9. And car or bicycle parking is also not important. Okay, so these are the results from your vote just now. Okay, so in a discussion, if you are not sure which items to choose, so you are given, let's say this is a question for you. Okay, and all the items we have here, we have 5 items. Okay, so if you're not sure which item to choose, it's okay to ask your partner what she or he thinks first. So if you cannot make a decision, you can ask your partner what he or she thinks first, and then see whether you agree or not. Okay, and if you need clarification, you can ask them to explain their opinion if you are still not sure. Okay, so when you get this type of question, okay, first you have to explain all the 5 points. Okay, all the 5 points must be explained. Okay, maybe maybe you have the first 2 points, maybe you have your friend to describe, and then the last 3 points you yourself describe. Okay, so all the points must be described, and then in the end you both have to come up with a decision. Okay, with a decision. So for this question, okay, let's look at the instruction. Work with a partner. You live near a nature reserve, but your local council is concerned and disappointed that the nature reserve is full of litter, mean there are a lot of rubbish. Okay, here are some ideas that the local council is considering to solve the problem. First, talk to each other about how successful each idea would be. That means you have to talk about all the ideas here. Organize regular cleanup days, give every visitor a leaflet about littering, put up sign, and so on. Okay, so you have to talk together about each idea. Okay, then decide, okay, which two ideas. And in the end, you only have to come up with which are the two ideas that the council should choose. Okay. And the most important thing is, okay, look at below there, you have the language bank. So use the words and phrases in the language bank to help you. Okay, so you can start discussing by asking your partner, what do you think about organizing regular cleanup days? Okay, or what do you think about giving every visitor a leaflet about littering? Okay, so you have to use the words and phrases in the language bank to start your conversation. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to ask those who have not did first activity just now. Okay, to start their discussion. Okay, and don't forget to mention the title. The title is the one in the middle. Okay, how could the council reduce the amount of litter in the nature reserve? That will be the title.
What's your opinion of how could the council reduce the amount of litter in the nature reserve?
I think the most important is provide more rubbish bins.
Oh, okay. Why? You must give reason. Why do you say that?
Because when some people see the rubbish bin,
When people, I think the council should provide more rubbish bins so that people can always throw the rubbish inside the bins. Okay. Okay. Then now you ask Yijing. Okay, what okay, you ask Yijing using the language bank question. You ask Yijing to explain other point. Okay.
why do you think
Okay, you can just take from the points there that you have not discussed. Why do you think we should employ someone to pick up litter? For example, okay, choose one.
why do you think put up signs saying please don't drop litter is important?
Okay. Okay, Jing. So why do you think the put up sign saying please don't drop litter is important to be put at the nature reserve? Okay.
It can remind the people don't drop the litter at the environment and destroy the environment.
Okay. To remind people, okay, not to throw the rubbish everywhere that they like. Okay. Okay, now you ask Weren about other points. Okay.
What do you think about give every visitor a leaflet about littering to reduce the amount of litter in the nature reserve?
I think it is important because um, people can understand about importance of take care about nature reserve.
Okay, okay, good. So that people has an idea or information about the nature reserve, okay, and why they should not throw rubbish anywhere. Okay, now you ask a question to Yijing.
Do you agree that organize regular cleans up days?
Yes, I agree. Organize regular clean-up days can encourage the other people to keep up the rubbish from the floor.
Okay, to pick up the rubbish from the floor. Okay, that means if we regularly do this, people know that they have to throw the rubbish properly. Okay, now Yijing, you ask Weren the last point.
Do you think employ someone to pick up the litter is important?
I think employ someone to pick up litter is important. Because that really can keep the environment clean.
Okay, good. So that means you have already discussed all the 5 points, right? Okay, now I would like both of you to decide which are the 2 points you think are the most important, okay, that the council should choose. to do at the nature reserve. Choose two important ideas. Which two important ideas?
Provide more rubbish bins.
Okay, one more.
Organize regular cleanup days.
Okay, let's say now you both agree with these two, right? So for the final statement, you each of you have to give reason why you choose these two. Okay, why you choose these two? One of you, that means Weren has to say, okay, we choose organized regular cleanup days and provide more rubbish bin because what? And then Yijing also have to say, okay, we choose this is because, okay, let me give a different reason, okay, for why you choose these two. Okay, so we start with Varen. Okay, why do you choose these two? You have to give like a conclusion. Why do you choose these 2 points?
I choose this point because I think this point is mostly useful to keep up environment clean. When we provide more rubbish bins, can remind people to throw a rubbish into a rubbish bin.
Okay, good.
I think organized regular cleanup days should be done by the council because it also having the other benefits protect the environment.
Okay, so basically that is how you carry out the speaking activity, okay, and also for your speaking test, okay. So you have to describe all the point first and then come up with your own decision based on the question. If they want one idea, you just give one in the end. If they want two, you give two, and after that you have to give your conclusion, okay, why you choose that two, okay. That will be your discussion for your speaking part, okay. Pavitran and one more.
Okay.
Okay, so do you and Pavitran, okay, Pavitran start.
What to ask? Okay. What is your opinion about provide more rubbish bins?
Sorry again.
What do you think about provide more rubbish bins? Hello. Hello.
Yes, do you, are you there?
Yeah, I'm thinking about the answer.
What, I
Oh,
mean, why do we need to provide more rubbish bin?
Um,
The people didn't throw the
uh,
rubbish anywhere.
so the people didn't throw the rubbish anywhere.
Okay. Okay, now you ask Pavitran's question based on the other points. Okay, use that language bank. Do you agree that, or what would you say about? Okay, ask Pavitran.
What your opinion for organized regular cleanup days?
Okay,
my
do you?
opinion about organized regular cleanup days is people can clean up the place by routine. Uh, and
People can clean up the days by
regularly
what?
can clean up that they think the day will maksud gue ya, the day will be they know to the day will cleaning day.
What day? What cleaning day? What is that?
Cleaning day.
Oh, cleaning day. Okay.
Yes.
So if we organize regular cleanup days, it will be the day where people know that they have to
To
clean
clean.
up, to do the cleaning, okay, at the place. Okay, now you ask Juyu questions based on other points.
Ada கடவுளே. Um, What do you think about employee someone to pick up litter? Litter.
Okay, do you? Your question? Your answer to the question?
It's because more people can easy to clean up.
More people can easy to clean up. Employ someone mean we ask someone or we pay someone to to pick up the litter at the
Uh,
place. Okay.
okay.
So do you
No
think we
need
should?
to pick
What?
out myself.
Oh, okay. In a way, you agree, right? So she agrees that I agree. So you will say, I agree that we should employ someone or we should have someone to pick up the litter so that we don't have to pick up the rubbish ourselves. Okay, that is what she thinks. Okay, now you ask Pavitran another question for the other points. You left
Change
your
is
other
about
2 points, I think. Another 2 points.
Why do you think put up sick saying please don't drop litter?
it. It helps to people do not throw litter anyway. That will be remind them to put the litter on the rubbish bin.
Okay,
Okay,
so
Aditya.
it can be a reminder for people to not to
So litter.
throw rubbish everywhere. Okay, now you ask do you the last point.
Um, do you agree that give every visitor a leaflet about littering? Litter.
Yes, I'm agreed because it can give more people to understand the about the littering.
Okay, now both of you choose which are the two ideas you think are important.
Teacher, I think organize regular cleanup days.
Okay, do you?
Put out saying please don't drop
Uh,
litter.
okay, so now I want both of you to give your final conclusion based on the 2 points. Okay, why you choose the 2 points? Okay, we start with Avitran first. Why do you choose the 2 points?
The cleanup days will remind them to clean regularly
Okay,
and also they will be organized. That's all.
okay, do you? Why do you say the 2 points are important?
It's because we can say to one by one.
We can inform people, okay, about the importance of throwing rubbish in the correct place. Okay, so actually those are how we carry out the speaking activities, okay, for the type for this part. Okay, so because for speaking it's just like your PT3, if you can remember. We have 3 parts actually. Part one, where I just like ask you and like an interview about the normal daily routine question. How do you come to school? Okay, where do you live? That is part one. Part two, also like PT3, but we don't give you pictures. Part two, we give you a situation. Okay, that means one person get a different situation and the other person get a different situation. Let's say Pavitan get about, okay, how do you celebrate your National Day? Okay, and then do you get how do you celebrate Mother's Day, for example? Okay, so different situation, and then but you have to talk about that topic. Okay, and the third part is the one that we are doing now. This is the third part, or this is the last part for speaking, where you are given the same question to discuss together and come up with a decision at the end of the discussion. Okay, so basically that is how your speaking test will be about. Okay, so I hope you can at least know how it goes, okay, for speaking, and also make use of all the question that we learn in each unit. They will give you tips and also example of words to be used for your activity or for your discussion. Okay. Okay. Do you have any question before we end our class today?